Hi, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about all the time that I went on Accutane. It essentially changed my life and changed my skin, so we're going to talk about it. Hi, my name is Julia. If you do not know me, please subscribe. I do so much sustainability and wellness and being kind to yourself videos. I think all of those things are very important and need to be at the forefront of our society. That is what we are doing today. I'm going to talk about something that helped me find a lot of confidence within myself. I honestly just don't know what my life would have been without Accutane, and I'm really lucky that I got to be on it. So I want to put out a couple of disclaimers before we kind of get started into the thick of everything. Number one, a lot of these pictures that I'm going to show you of my skin just kind of show that I didn't have cystic or really large. I had a pretty mild case, honestly. A lot of people were like, I don't know why you're on Accutane, because you have great skin. You're just a little bumpy. And I promise you a doctor would not have put me on Accutane if it was not necessary. I will say that a lot of these pictures, and I actually have screenshots from the years that I was posting these pictures, me on editing apps. So a lot of them were edited by me because I was so upset about the way that my skin looked in them. And number two, I'm not a doctor. I am not here to tell you all the nitty-gritty details.
I also want to put in a third disclaimer. I am not glorifying this experience in any way, shape, or form, and I don't want it to come off that way because it needs to be emphasized, and I do later in the video, but I want to right now. This is not your first choice. This is the last option. This is the last thing a doctor is going to give you whenever you have bad acne. So if you're watching this and you're being like, I have never been to the dermatologist and I want to do Accutane, you have to go through a lot of things before you do that. So horrible, terrible side effects and experience, and especially for a lot of people. So it is not ever going to happen where you just walk in and get it.
I just want to talk to you about my experience, the products that I used to get through it, because I know that that is such a huge resource that I didn't have. So I'd love to give that to other people that are going through the same thing. So let's talk about acne. I am so sorry that my cat is bathing herself. She has no manners. Okay, so as of right now, I am almost 6 or 7 years post my first round of Accutane. I do believe I did 2. Let's chat about kind of what led up to me getting on Accutane. When I was younger, had great skin. Oh my gosh, like I just can't believe it happened. Obviously it was puberty, that's kind of how it happens to all of us. And so I'm gonna show you a few pictures of what my skin looked like before, and then I get up to the age of about 13 or 14 and I start getting breakouts and I'm like, oh, this is normal, it's fine, everything's gonna be fine. Then I would say it peaked in 2014. A lot of my worst struggles with acne began in 2014 and I was about 13 years old. That was really hard, not only on me, just as a kid, trying to navigate the world of makeup, can I wear makeup, should I wear makeup? I think it was really young when it all started happening and it was intense. I started to wear makeup and I started to watch a lot of YouTube videos. I had searched, I remember vividly searching Accutane videos on YouTube and there just were none. So at that age, I was kind of trying to figure out what my options were, and we went to my dermatologist and she put me on a couple of topical creams, so I don't know all the names of everything. And then once the topical creams did not work, and so we started on the route of getting medicated for it. Then we went to, I believe monocycline was the first drug that I took, and it didn't work. It started to clear it up a little bit, I remember, but it was to the point of my acne was so uncontrollable and so stubborn that it just didn't seem like it had even touched it. And so we went from monocycline to something in the middle, and then we went to doxycycline, and doxycycline is actually what I'm still on now. So after I went through all of those drug routines and tried to find different topical creams that worked for me, nothing, just absolutely nothing worked. And could you imagine what that does to a 13-year-old's confidence? Was already going through so much, I just not understanding why I was the only one in school that had to deal with this. I couldn't find anyone else. And so I was at my dermatologist finally after that first time on doxycycline. And she was like, I think this is the time that we need to start considering Accutane. Okay, so now I'm gonna transition to not only just the experience itself, what I looked like on Accutane in the year of 2014, 2015. All of my side effects were primarily body aches, slight depression, stomach and digestive issues. This, I do believe, it has messed up my stomach for the rest of my life. And maybe it's just because I'm still on like an antibiotic, super sensitive skin. I was sunburning, dry skin, itching, rash, dry nose. I did not have any nosebleeds, thank God. Dry lips, dry mouth, joint pain, back pain, and just a lot of body aches. I remember because I was kind of in the thick of my dancing career in high school, and it was awful. It was so painful. There were nights when I couldn't fall asleep because my joints hurt so bad, and that was in combination with all of the exercise that I had been doing and the Accutane, and so putting those together was painful and ouchy. But everything else, to an extent, I just remember telling myself like it's gonna be worth it in the end. Obviously it was. I do believe that it was. And so those were my side effects. The things that I used, I'm gonna go grab what I still use. So the one thing that I really just consistently always used that was prescribed to me was the Neutrogena just regular acne face wash. If I go a day without using this, it's a specific choice by me because my skin's too dry or my acne completely comes back. And I will say that forever and ever, that acne wash, in addition to all of the Accutane and all the meds that I was taking, absolutely changed my life. I used that, and I was always using a CeraVe moisturizer. This one is the daily moisturizing lotion, and I still pick this one up every single time I go to Target. So good, and it's just so easy and kind to your skin, because I have, and especially since I've been off of Accutane, I've had so many moisturizers and products that just burn my skin. And it's because I think my skin is just still very sensitive. So while I was on Accutane, that was kind of what my side effects looked like, and it got worse before it got better. I just remember it getting so bad to the point of I was just crying all the time, and I was like, why is this happening? Like, it was hard in the beginning. So if you're going through Accutane right now, just take a breath and understand that it is going to get better. It's just a mean drug. So I did 6 months of Accutane, and the biggest thing that I think got me through all of it was honestly trying to avoid taking pictures, which sucks, especially for you guys, but I definitely have a lot. And I'm not saying this is what you should do, because you need to love your skin. I was in a really bad place when I was going through all of this. I think like one thing that helped me specifically was not just like not looking and critiquing myself, but not comparing myself to others, because my journey, and I knew this at a young age, which I was really proud of, I knew that my journey was completely different from someone else's, and that is so crucial to understand as someone going through something like that. And obviously, if you know Accutane well, you know that you're on birth control. That's one of the big things. One question that I've gotten asked a lot is how I convinced my parents to allow me to go on birth control, which is kind of like the one thing that you have to do to go on Accutane. But it's required, because if you do have children on Accutane, then it is like 99% guaranteed you're gonna have a child with birth defect. My mother, I actually believe I sat down with her and I was like, girl, this is not that. This is this. But I was able to convince my mom that going on birth control at the ripe age of 13 and 14 and being on it through then was not what a lot of people think it was. It was purely because I was so miserable with the conditions of my skin. So those are all the things that got me through Accutane, and then we took me off of it for about a month, and I tried to do just monocycline. I remember this vividly because it was mono and not doxy. Monocycline and my birth control that I had been on throughout the entirety of my Accutane experience, and it absolutely flopped. My skin was back to square one, and I was so upset. And we did another, I believe it was 3-month round, because we didn't want to do the full 6. I got back on it, and there was nothing significant about it being different the second time. It really was kind of just a reinforcement of what the first one did, and so my skin cleared back up. And then after 3 months, I got off of it, and then we tried doing doxycycline with my birth control, and that is what I am still on today. This is another tip that you might run into before you start Accutane that I think is really valuable, and I didn't realize that it was a serious thing until last year. I was consistently getting used to Triprevafem, like one of the generic brands of birth control. Triprevafem is what they provide at CVS's. And one time for I think 2 days, I got a different generic brand from a different pharmacy, and my skin absolutely, like my pores opened up and it got really oily, and it just treated my skin completely differently. And that was only like 2 days on that different pill. So we're in my bathroom and I'm sitting like backwards, like on top of my toilet. But I'm going to answer some of you guys' specific questions about Accutane that you left on my Instagram. If you do not follow my Instagram, definitely go do that because you're gonna miss out on stuff like this. So I'm gonna start at the beginning, but we got a bunch to work through. So I'm not gonna answer all of them, but I'm going to cover some of the best, most significant ones. Let's start talking about the specific questions that you guys had. So the first question that I got was how to get rid of acne scars. So as you guys can see, I'm not completely rid of all acne scars, but I appreciate the comment thinking that I am. One big thing is using moisturizer and drink your water. I mean, everything comes with time. Every solution to everything in life honestly just comes with time. And that's one of those things, because it's not like a little dab here and a little dab there and it's done. It's just, that's just not how skin works. And so my biggest thing has been moisturizing my skin, because if you dry it out, those crevices and those like painful like scars and X, Y, and Z, they get deeper and drier and they don't have that opportunity to heal. The after Accutane experience, like, was your skin sensitive? I think, this is gonna sound crazy, but I think literally I'm still in the after Accutane experience, because especially for me, like I've said, I have hormonal acne. It's a part of my family lineage, my heritage, I guess. And so it's not something that you really can fully get rid of, but it's something that you can alleviate with Accutane. And so my skin's still sensitive. I woke up this morning and my skin was like hurting because I have like my acne coming in right here. I feel like my skin is now a normal person's skin that doesn't look like this anymore. Like, I think I have normal skin now, and so I have to take the normal precautions of like eating well, drinking a lot of water. Stress shows up on my face. This is all stress, and it's that time of the month, and so I have like normal breakouts rather than like existential crises within breakouts. Should I do it? Do you recommend? So this is kind of like general. A lot of people have asked me like, should I do it? Like I don't know, like what do you think about my skin? I could say do it all day long, but it depends on your doctor. So if you have gone to a doctor and they have given you all of the drugs and all of the things and they want you to do it, then do it. Way more of like your doctor is saying this is your last chance to cure your acne or fix it or help it, alleviate it. Okay, I'm gonna get some of the specific ones out of the way. Cancer risks, that's an awesome question, because a lot of people are worried about all of the risks that come with Accutane. I'm gonna answer actually 2 questions in one. So cancer risks, and is it true that, where is it? Is it true that you can't go on it if you've been diagnosed with depression? I don't know if you can't go on it, but it does emphasize and kind of bring up those kind of emotions for a lot of people. And one thing that I highly recommend is if your doctor says you can take it, try it for a month and make sure that you have a lot of people around you and stay consistent with your communication with them. And I know that's a lot to ask of someone with depression, as I also have depression, and so I understand that it sucks. But in that context of depression, I would ask your doctor, and if they think that you'd be okay, try it for a month. And if after that month you don't feel like yourself and you feel like things are getting worse, get off of it. Just get off of it, because there are so many other ways that you can try and help with your acne. This really, really, really is the last case. And then cancer risks, I know that they are actually doing some studies, and you guys can Google this. I'll even put some sources in the description. it's actually being used in chemotherapy right now. I think that's a new study that they're coming out with. So it is an anti-cancer drug. Do you still get bumps and pimples after being on it? Yes, clearly. But I think that is because, and this is my understanding, it's because I have hormonal acne, part of my genetics. And so, yes, I do. And they're lovely. They keep me humble, honestly. Okay, I think this is a good one to end all of this off on. My sweet baby Brian asked, does having clear skin make you feel more beautiful? I want to be completely like honest with you guys and transparent and say that because of my acne, me personally, this is not how I feel about other people's acne, but because of my acne, I felt so insecure and I felt so awful about myself, and there was nothing that could fix it. And I was so young and at such an impressionable age, and I was the only person in the universe, to my knowledge, in my head, you know, that had acne, and that had acne as severe as I did. I do think it made me feel better about myself. And I'm not saying that you have to have clear skin to be beautiful. You are beautiful. I was beautiful in all of those cringy, awkward, silly pictures. And I believe that. And I know that I am still beautiful. Even if I didn't get Accutane, I would have still aged through my acne, and I probably would still have acne now, and I would still be beautiful. It helped me feel more confident, yes, but that does not mean you have to change anything about yourself to feel more beautiful. I want you guys to walk away feeling empowered in knowing that there is a solution at the end of the line, But if you are on Accutane right now and you want to see someone who's a couple years out, I hope that I can provide a safe and comfortable image of Accutane and understand that it does get better. And you are beautiful, whether you have acne or you don't have acne, or you have acne scarring. And all of these things are just a part of life. And I just never want you guys to feel like you have to change anything to be the most beautiful and confident and strong and powerful version of yourself. I hope this was a sweet little big sister chat that you guys enjoyed, and I hope to provide more content like this. I love being vulnerable with you guys. I love oversharing on the internet. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, please like. All of these things help me get on YouTube's recommended page and find more people like you so that we can continue to grow. Comment down below what your situation is, why you're here, why you're watching this. Are you just a subscriber to me? Are you about to get on Accutane? Are you thinking about it? Or have you been on it? And do you share some of the same experiences? I hope this helps you guys. I adore you. Keep in touch. See you next time.
Tongue-tied again. How do I break it? A silences around the faces like so awkward to make it. I think that you like me, but I don't play maybes. So far deep inside my head again, what you probably thinking, shoot your shot, boy, give it a go. Words that happen, but you hear a no. If you don't, then you'll never know. I ain't got no time to wait. You don't get what you don't ask for. I just don't know how to bring it up and let you know without really wanting.